In this video, we are going to see how to send an out-of-office message on WhatsApp. So every time you receive queries after office hours, so you want to send an automated message to your clients and customers saying that you would be connecting with them during office hours. How can you do that? So let's say that you have received a query through this form submission and you are using WS Form, which is a WordPress form plugin. So automatically what should happen? A WhatsApp message should be sent. Now to automate this, you need to have some integration between WS Form and WhatsApp. And the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So every time a form is submitted, automatically a message would be sent to the person saying that you would be contacted soon. And here your trigger application would be WS Form and your action application would be WhatsApp. Now how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect and here we are headed to the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab, sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes and yes, at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now, since I'm already an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in. And here we have reached the all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this. And a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Here my objective is to send an out of office message on WhatsApp. So I'm going to name it as send automated out of office messages on WhatsApp. Let's click on create. So here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically, action here is the response of our trigger application. In this particular video, let's say that every time there is a person who has filled up a form, so if the form has been filled after office hours, then automatically the person should receive a message that you would be contacted between 10 to 6 or since this is a weekend, so you would be contacted between 10 to 6 on a working day. So for this, now my trigger application, the first application here I'm going to choose is WS Form. This is the form that would be filled by the clients or the customers. Now here the trigger event. This is the event that is going to make this workflow run. So it would be new form submission. Now here we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting WS Form and Pabbly Connect so that Pabbly Connect can have access to the information received through this form submission. Now, what do we have to do? First, we are going to go to our WordPress account. So let me take you to my WordPress account. So this is the WordPress account dashboard. Here you can see WS Form. So we are going to go to this form and let's go to forms. And here I have already created a form. The name is new form. So I'm going to click on edit over here. So the form is right there in front of you. So we have the following fields: first name, last name, email address and phone number, and then we also have submit. So now what we are going to do is we are going to click on this actions. So once we are here, so we are going to click on this push to custom endpoint and then let's click on settings. So once we are here, let's scroll down and here you can see the URL of endpoint to send data to. So basically here we have to paste the URL that we have just received through Pabbly Connect. So this is the URL. I'm going to copy this once again, go here, and now I'm going to paste it over here. So once we have pasted this, let's come down and here you can see that we have mapped the fields as well. So these are the various fields. So if you have more fields, you can also click on this plus icon. You can write the name of the field and the key. This key is basically how it is going to appear in the webhook. So now I'm going to delete this row and now I'm going to click on save and close. So once this is done, I'm going to publish this. Now I'm going to embed this form on a page. So I'm going to now click on page, go to all pages. So I've already created a page. Let's look for contact form. And here we have the form. So here you can create your own form by clicking on add new. Now here we can see that this is the short code of the form that we have just created. So how can you get this? If you will click on add WS form, so here you have all the forms that we have created. So this new form that we have just created, I'm going to select this, insert WS form. So as soon as I do this, here you can see that we have received the short code of the form. So now I'm going to also show you. So this is the form, and here we can see the shortcodes of all the forms. Going back to pages. And now once we have received this, here you can see this is the Boomer link. Okay, now I'm going to open this, and here is the form right in front of us. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see as soon as we have connected this webhook, so now it is asking me for the webhook response. Basically, I'm supposed to do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So now I'm going to take you back, and here I'm going to fill up this form. So let's say the name is test user, and last name is Pabbly 123. Then the email address is testuser@pabblytutes.com, and then we have the phone number, so it is 9. Done. Let's click on submit. So here we can see that our form has been successfully submitted. Going back to Pabbly Connect, let's see if we have received the API response. So here we can see that we have received the API response. So this is the phone ID, last name, first name, and the email address. Now my objective is to fetch the current date and time. So I'm going to add another action application here, and this time it is going to be a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. And here my action event would be to fetch the current date. Let's click on this and click on connect. Now here, what is the basic format that I require? Date, month, and year. So let's select this. Now, do I want to include the time in response? Absolutely yes. So I'm going to put it as true and click on save and send test request. So here you can see this is the current date, which is 1st of November, and this is the time. Now, what is my objective? My objective is that I need the exact time right now in hours. So I'm going to split this data. So for this, I'm going to choose another feature by Pabbly, which is text formatter. So let's click on this, and now the action event would be split text. Let's click on connect. So here first what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the date and time. As of now, I only require the time. So I'm going to separate this with spacebar. So here the text to split, I'm going to map this data. Going to step 2, this is the date and time. And once received, the separator would be double curly braces, and then I'm going to write space. So since I want to separate these figures, so this is the space, and how do we write it? Within double curly braces. Now, which segment do I want? I want the second segment only. So I'm going to click on second. Let's click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the time. But now I'll have to split it again. Why? Because I just need the time in hours this time. So I'm going to again use the same feature, text formatter. Let's click on this. And this time the event is again going to be split text. Let's click on connect. Now the text to split would be here. This is the time. And now the separator would be these colons. So I'm going to, now the segment index required is only the first segment. So let's click on save and send test request. So here we can see that we have received the time. Now what is my objective? That anytime I have received a form request after office hours, which is before 10 o'clock and after 6 o'clock, then only this workflow should run. So now I'm going to put a filter. So this time the action application would be a feature by Pabbly, which is filter. And here I'm going to map this value, which is 10. It should be either greater than or less than. So let's say if it is greater than this value, if it is greater than 18. Why? Because 18 is 6 o'clock. Then this workflow should run. Or else let's add another condition. If this value that we have just received, if it is less than 10, then this workflow should run. Okay, I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here we can see that the condition is false. Why? Because our value is more than 10. Now automatically, if there is a time, let's say that it is 7 o'clock in the evening, or let's say it is 9 o'clock in the morning, then only this workflow will run. I hope this is very much clear to you. Now I'm going to add my last action step, which is WhatsApp Cloud API. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to send a template message. Let's click on connect. And here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the WhatsApp Cloud API account. I'm going to click on add new connection. And here to set up this connection, we need a token, phone number ID and WhatsApp business account ID. And we can get the same through Meta for Developers page. So I'm going to take you there. So as soon as you log in, we'll go to my applications. And here I have already created a few applications. You can create your own by clicking on this create app tab. So let's click on this. So once we are here, on the left hand side you can see WhatsApp. So click on the drop down and go to getting started. So once we are here, you can see that we have received the required information. There is token, phone number ID and WhatsApp business account ID. But you have to remember that this is just a temporary access token, which means that if you create your workflow using this token, it is going to cease after a day, which is 23 hours. So you have to create a permanent access token. A dedicated video is given in the description box. You can check out the same. It is given step by step, so it is very easy for you to create it. Now this is just a test case, so I'm going to go ahead with this token. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste it over here, and this is the phone number ID, copied and pasted, and finally the WhatsApp business account ID. So I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. Now to set up this connection, let's click on save. Here we can see that WhatsApp is now connected with Pabbly Connect, and now we have to fill this information. So we have template name, and then we have the mobile number, body fields, etc. What is a template? Basically, templates are pre-written messages that you can send through any medium, and these templates, they have variables. So basically, whenever you are sending it to different people, you do not have to write it manually, and you can also change the names and everything. Let me show you how. So let's go to Meta for Developers page, and here in step 2 you can see to create your own message template, click here. So let's click here. So these are the templates that I've already created. You can create your own template by clicking on create template tab. So now I have already created a template which is out of office. So this is the template that I've already created. So here there are no headers. You can always put a header like a text or a media. Now if you select media, it could be an image, video or document. So I haven't selected any media over here. Then within this body, let me show you what I've written. Dear, and then there is a number within double curly braces. Thank you for reaching out. We have received your query. All queries are answered within the mentioned business hours, that is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our company representative will connect with you shortly. We highly appreciate your patience. Regards, team, and then there's another number. What are these numbers basically which are written within double curly braces? These are known as variables. So basically, every time you receive a query, so the person would be different, and that is why if you wish to send a message, a more of a personalized message, so you can always have the name, and of course it would change every time. That is why we keep these numbers within variables, because we can change them. So let me show you a preview, and here you can see dear user. So let's say the name is user over here. So instead of this variable, this will come dear user, then the entire message, and team, now the name of the company. So the name of the company would be Pabbly. Okay, so you can have the name of your company. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here we have selected a template out of office. Now as I go down here, we have to enter the recipient's mobile number. I'm going to map the data here. So let's click on this, and here I'm going to go to step 1, and then we have to look for the mobile number of the person. So this is the mobile number, and it is very well mentioned here that you have to write the mobile number with the country code but without the plus sign. So I'm going to write the country code over here. You can change the country code as per your country. Now the name of the person, this is body field 1. Again I'm going to take you to step 1. This is the name of the person. Now the body field 2, and here I'm going to simply write Pabbly. Why? Because this is going to be static, as in this is not going to change. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And now here you can see that yes, we have received the response. Dear test user, thank you for reaching out. We have received your query. All queries are answered within the mentioned business hours, and then the rest of the message. This basically means that our integration process is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. So here we had received the response just because this was a test case. So I hope that this is clear to you. Now what have we done here? Here our trigger application was WS form and the event was new form submission. Once this was done, we had to find the current date along with the time. So we had chosen a feature by Pabbly date time formatter, and once we had received the date and time, first we segregated the date and time. For that we had chosen another feature by Pabbly text formatter, and we had chosen split text as the event. Again we had chosen the same event to split the time because we only needed the hour. And finally we had put filter because we want this workflow to run only if the query has been received after office hours, which means before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m. And finally, our action application was WhatsApp Cloud API and the event was send template message. So this workflow is going to run only if the query has been received post office hours or before office hours. I hope this is very much clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow that we have worked on is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any other integration that you wish to work on, please write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.